and slow this morning for a little bit here on Sports Stampede. Michael Klahr flying solo till Jason Hirsch joins me for Jason's Big Pitch at 9:42. Just ahead of Rockin Company's Rockin CU. Tell you that, I don't know if you saw it in the paper today, but Colorado, the home brewing industry here, not the home brewing, the small brewing, the craft brewing industry has just taken off. American Home Brewers Association, their ratings, like the AP ratings for beer drinkers, right? Left Hand Brewing Company, New Belgium, Odell Brewing, Oscar Blues are all rated among the top in the nation. Left Hand's Milk Stout Nitro is one of them. Oscar Blues 1050. I love that name. Also, New Belgium's La Folie. I think that's how you'd say it. Dogfish Head's 60-minute IPA. All terrifically rated, highly ranked beers, top 50 in the nation. And you can get all of these at Argonaut Wine and Liquor, where they are huge supporters. They are some of the reasons that the brewing, distilling, winery industry in Colorado has taken off, and one of the reasons we have prosperity in our state compared to some other states. This has become a major state for brewing quality alcoholic products and alcohol products. And get them all at 760 East Colfax at Argonaut Wine and Liquor, place where I go. And if you don't want to go in there, hey, they deliver. Give them a call. Check them out online. The wine deals are unbelievable. 20% off online right now on all Colorado-made wines. And we welcome in for Rockin Company's Rockin CU, Adam Munsterteiger, publisher of BuffStampede.com. Must read him at AdamCM777 is his Twitter handle. And that's brought to you by the family-owned and operated in Colorado, 5 decades, 2 generations, historic and modern masons, general contractors, build it with rock, build it with Rockin Company, rockinco.com. And Adam, we're especially glad this morning that Rockin Company for 3 years now has been bringing us CU news every Saturday morning on Sports Stampede because this has been a big week recruiting for Colorado. And we have to ask the question, is the quarterback of the future now on board?
Yeah, I'm very high on Steven Montez's potential. We've talked about that on the show. Apparently, Sam Neuer, their incoming freshman quarterback, looks the part during his first summer in the program, but there's certainly reasons to think Tyler Lytle could be the quarterback of the future, and a lot of this is obviously based on just kind of his resume as a recruit. He received 25 other scholarship offers before he committed to play at CU, and by comparison, no quarterback that's signed with the Buffs since 2002, which is as far back as our data goes, no quarterback signee for CU during that stretch received more than 4 other offers during the recruitment. So 25 is a big number there in terms of the other schools pursuing Tyler Lytle, and this is going to blow your mind. Those 25 other scholarship offers were more than the other offers received by the Buffs' last 18 quarterback pledges combined. So not only does that make Tyler Lytle stand out on paper in terms of the number of schools pursuing him, but it also makes you wonder how long a power conference program like CU could have gone without, getting a quarterback with a lengthy offer list.
He's only listed as a 3-star, and let's get into his skills in a second, but the fact that Cal, a recruiting nemesis for Colorado in all sports right now, Arizona State, Miami, Oregon State, 3 Pac-12 teams, for instance, were in on this guy. This is the kind of battle that CU fans have been waiting to win. So, I look at Tyler Lytle. I looked at the fact that he can throw the ball downfield. He has a big arm. He can read and run, although I wouldn't characterize him as a running quarterback. I'm curious what you say. Seems to have touch passes as well. Good feet, quick release. How do you look at Tyler Lytle's skills?
Yeah, I think the number one thing that makes him stand out, and this is something that Tyler Lytle said a lot of colleges complimented him on throughout his recruitment, is the fact that he's got the combination of being a big quarterback, 6'5", 205, and having a quick release. A lot of times guys that are, that 6'5" frame sometimes take a little bit longer to get the ball out. It's not a perfect release, but it's a quick release, and he's a pretty accurate thrower. He's able to catch guys in stride. Another thing that stands out about him is he's a leader. You talk to anybody out there in Southern California that's had interactions with him and has watched him play, say that he's a guy that can get other players to rally around him. And then you were mentioning some of the offers that he had. You look at it, Harvard, Columbia, Yale offered him. So this is a guy that can take care of business in the classroom, and a lot of times those really heady quarterbacks are good in terms of the film study and really tackling the mental side of the game, which is obviously such an important part of college. So a lot to like with Tyler Lytle. He's not going to be the flashy dual threat quarterback, but he's a guy that will pick you apart with his arm.
We want to tell people, read buffstampede.com, and if you go there, you can catch footage because you want to look at Tyler Lytle because, like you say, this could be the most exciting quarterback they've recruited in a long, long time here. Take a look at the footage and the terrific job that you do there on buffstampede.com. But there's been other recruits this week as well, and then after we get through maybe some of the other names of what's going on there, I want to look at the level of recruiting, compare it to what's going on in the rest of the Pac-12. I mean, Colorado has a lot of catch-up to do, but let's see how they're comparing after we talk names.
Sure. Well, the last time we really kind of broke down the guys that were part of this commitment list for Colorado was, I think, back in May, and they had 4 commitments at that point. So in the last, I think, 11 days now, they've added 6 more commits. And so just running through them really quick, not spend too much time. Alex Fontenot is on board. He's a 3-star running back from Texas, a guy that has kind of wiry strength and took a visit out to Colorado last weekend following his commitment to the Buffs. Jalen Burrell is a junior college defensive back that recently committed to Colorado. He's very versatile, can play any of the 3 defensive back positions, and will actually redshirt at his junior college this year and then have 2 to play 2, joining the Buffs next January. Chase Newman is a kind of a hybrid safety linebacker type from La Mirada, California, that committed to Colorado actually during Game 7 of the NBA Finals. And then Tyler Lytle, who we talked about, is on board. Chris Miller, a 3-star cornerback recruit from Denton, Texas, is on board. He took a visit out to Colorado last weekend, fell in love. And then Heston Page, a local product from Highlands Ranch. He goes to Thunder Ridge High School. Committed yesterday, 6'5", 270. He works out there with Matt McChesney at 6'0" strength. Was kind of an under-the-radar guy until he came up to Boulder, worked out with the Buff staff, and they fell in love with him this past week.
He's only listed as a 2-star, I think, by Rivals. Is that correct? But you're thinking that maybe this guy should be rated higher?
You asked Matt McChesney, who works with him on a daily basis, and even before he got the CU offer, I'd asked Matt actually last Monday, who's the guy in state that no one's talking about that they should be. The first name he brought up was Heston Page, so I trust Matt a lot in terms of evaluating offensive line guys. So he thinks Heston has a bright future.
Very good. Glad to hear it. We look at the Pac-12, and there's a lot of catch-up Colorado has to do. They're basically sort of 1 year in to the new program in the sense that they now have the facilities to compete and the level of talent they're bringing in for visits, and now they've gotten 2 4-stars and a good one in Tyler Lytle, maybe an underrated 3-star. How are they stacking up at this point in the recruiting? And it'll only get better the way it looks versus the rest of the league.
Yeah, obviously we're sitting here June 25th. A lot can change from now until signing day, but CU ranks right now 5th in the Pac-12 in terms of the team recruiting rankings on Rivals and 24/7 Sports, and then on Scout, the Buffs have the 6th best star rating average. So they're in the top half of the conference with their recruiting efforts so far. This recruiting cycle, obviously, this is all on paper, and this is not actual proven production on the field. But you look at it comparatively speaking, the Buffs ranked last in the conference in the recruiting rankings the previous 2 years. And then since joining the conference, they've never finished higher than 8th. So they're definitely recruiting at a higher level than they ever have since they joined the Pac-12. And it will be important, though, that they win some football games this fall because these are only verbal commitments at this point. Nothing is binding with these guys. So you've got to continue to show that improvement. You've shown it. The willingness with the administration to get behind this football program. Now the wins have to come, and if the wins come, you're talking about them not only being able to keep these guys, but also getting some other highly regarded prospects. There's a lot of blue chip recruits looking at CU right now.
It's really a great time. CU fans have to be cautious. They've been cautious, but there is a feeling things are really starting to turn around. We have about a minute left, and I want to change the subject a little bit. Jake Moretti is one of the true stars coming up. He was, I guess he's going into his senior year at Pomona, offensive tackle, one of the top 2 recruits in the state, and one of the better recruits to come along in a long time. They're committed to Ohio State. Tore up his knee at a summer camp with the Ohio State Buckeyes. Any report on Jake? I guess he's going to miss his senior year.
Yeah, it sounds like it, unfortunately, and I've had a lot of people say, well, he should have never been participating in this camp to begin with. It turns out Jake Moretti suffered that injury while stretching, so it just goes to show you a lot of those ligament issues are freak accidents, and you can't really prevent them sometimes. And he's going to early enroll up at Ohio State, so he'll get some more time with their medical staff, which will be good for him.
And the Buckeyes, once again, right now sitting with the number one recruiting class in the country, and he'll become kind of a part of this year's and not next year's class, I guess. Well, that is terrific news. We got about 30 seconds left. You can tell us what's coming up in BuffStampede.com.
On Monday, there's going to be a Rick George roundtable, so we'll be able to catch up with the Buffalo's athletic director, and obviously there's a lot of recruiting news going on as well, so stay tuned.
I got a quick one for you while we have a second left. Colorado adds Kansas State. Makes sense. Air Force moving up to 2019. Great to see that back. Why the heck did they schedule North Dakota State in 2027 or whenever that is?
Good question. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to schedule an FCS team, you think you'd want a team that you can kind of roll over and have a semi-bye week. Yeah, I found that a little confusing as well.
Thank you. That's Adam Munsterteiger. Read him at BuffStampede.com. Must reading at Rockin Company's Rockin CU. Family owned and operated in Colorado, 5 decades. 2 generations historic and modern masons, general contractors. Build it with rock, build it with Rockin Company, rockinco.com.